अब शबाना जी कमल मास्टर को बताएंगी कि किस तरह के स्टेप्स होना चाहिए। क्या बात है शबाना जी, वाह वाह वाह। There was something about the way Dilip Kumar conducted himself, not only as an actor, but as the person that he was. There was a lot of dignity in him. I really, really want to work with Nasir again. I said uncharitable things about Smita. I really regret it. He said, have you got some photographs of yours? So I showed him this. So he quickly said, हाँ, इनको रख दो, मैं आपके तरफ से photograph ले लूँगा. Kamal hated me till the end of his days. He just couldn't bear कि इसको क्यों लेते हैं. Parveen would just go and stand behind her and just look at her in a very strange kind of manner.
It's a privilege to know her. She's been in the business for over 50 years now, from the world of Satyajit Ray and Mrinal Sen to the world of Aparna Sen and Zoya Akhtar, from the world of Shyam Benegal to the world of Karan Johar. She straddled art and commerce with an easy facility known to very few. I'm in conversation with my most favorite actor, Shabana Azmi. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation.
Oh my God, what a flattering intro. I didn't expect that from you.
You deserve more, much more. My first question to you is obviously my most favorite. What would you tell Shabana who started off today looking back? What would you tell your younger self?
That do exactly what I'd done. I don't have any regrets about the way my career panned out, and I was able to balance and do both art cinema, so-called art cinema, and mainstream cinema. I hadn't planned it like that, but it just fell into my lap, and I don't know why. Instinctively, I felt this is the correct thing to do. And then, wonder of wonders, this film became very successful. In spite of me, not because of me, but then of course I reaped the harvest that had been sown. So I was very fortunate. At that time, people were very skeptical, and they said, you know, if you're going to try and be in both boats, you're definitely going to fail and flop and all that. But I said, no, but dekhte hain. So that worked out, I think, and I don't know whether that was by instinct or what, but there wasn't any design. And now when I look back, I think that was the correct thing to do.
What were your earliest influences as actors? You know, who are the people you sort of modeled yourself, or, you know, all of us absolutely loved Dilip Kumar, for example. But you, while growing up, who were the actors?
Liv Ullmann.
Always.
Liv Ullmann, best. You know, remember that we had been exposed to a kind of cinema which was completely different from what would have been available had I been only in Mumbai. Because the kind of international cinema that we had, you know, which it was just beautiful. It was beautiful. So we were looking at Bergman, who was my favorite, and then there was Godard, and there was Fellini, and there was Kurosawa, and it was a completely different world. So our aesthetics were shaped by that. And then I got Shyam Benegal's film. That sealed it. So when I think of influence kiska hai mujh pe, to I would say Dilip Kumar, because there was something about the way Dilip Kumar conducted himself, not only as an actor, but as the person that he was. There was a lot of dignity in him, and he was a seducer. You know, he could hold you in thrall with all the stories that he told and all that. मगर फिर देखो कि कितना minimum काम करते थे. एक मर्तबा मैंने जो है मणि कौल से कहा कि why will you not cast me in your film. I'm willing to do it for free. He said, the anxiety of the professional actor, I cannot tolerate. I said, tell me what it means. He said, you know, professional actor का ऐसा होता है कि मैं बोलता हूँ, look, उससे उनको चैन नहीं है. Look, then after a while, मैं हूँ, मेरा वजूद है, तो कुछ eyebrow का करेंगे, कुछ गल्प करेंगे, कुछ करेंगे कि मेरा वजूद है. He said, the only actor who's capable of just looking is Dilip Kumar. I think there is some truth in what he was saying.
Did you ever do that thing?
I could have been guilty of that. Yeah.
What are the conversations you had with someone like Dilip Kumar? Would you ask him about acting?
No, I was just a fan. I was just a fan, and I would lap up anything that he would.
Anything that he said that has stayed with you, some anecdote or something.
No, it was all kinds of mad things. But what stayed with me about Dilip Kumar is he was a chatora of the first. You know, he used to have bhajiyas and all the things that I used to love. And then once he had told me, ये सायरा ने मुझे जो है उस पे डाल दिया डाइट पर, तो मैं खा लेता हूँ. फिर 1 बजे उठ के मुझे अपने ऊपर इतना रहम आता कि मैं फ्रिज खोल के जो भी है वो करके खा लेता हूँ. Then I looked at Saira B and she said, सुन लीजिए इनकी बातें. But he was amazing. Amazing. And what an actor. Look at generations of actors that he had inspired. You know, he says that Paul Muni was somebody that he admired, but I think he's far ahead of Paul Muni. और कहाँ से ये उनमें less is more का जिसमें इतना उनको understanding थी इस चीज़ की. And then look at how versatile he was. He would then be able to do comedy so well. He did romance so well. He was just...
No one did romance like Dilip Kumar.
Nobody.
Like for me, personal is like Dag and Devdas I love. But do you have any personal favorites?
Devdas, oh God, Devdas पे तो just मर जाना यार. But every time he looked at a woman, मुझे याद है तराना में वो जो है सिर्फ देख रहे हैं मधुबाला को. और ऐसा लगता बस
that goat scene
मर जाना यार, मर जाना.
So I have to draw you back to your own. So I have this apocryphal story which bears repetition. So somebody told me that you went to Shyam Benegal's office with a portfolio where you had clicked pictures where you look like Sulakshana Pandit. Is that true?
But I had gone in those days. पता नहीं क्या होता था. Every time a producer was coming to see me, Baba would say, modern girl bano, modern girl bano. So then I'd wear these bell bottoms and I'd wear a t-shirt and I had these big earrings. वो पहन के मैं बैठ जाती थी हमेशा. I thought that was the epitome of glamour. जब मैं श्याम बेनेगल को मिलने गई, for some strange reason, I was wearing a sari and I was wearing a bindi, which I used to do a lot in college. And he had one look at me and he said, you're doing this film and you're doing the film after that. So I thought, I don't know what he's saying. So he said, have you got some photographs of yours? So I showed him this. So he quickly said, हाँ, इनको रख दो, मैं आपके फिर से photograph ले लूँगा. तो मैंने कहा, अरे मैं तो इतनी अच्छी लग रही हूँ उस पे. He's saying no, but then after that I never showed that.
Tell me about that photo shoot. Who shot it and how did you get those pictures taken?
I think it was Tayyab Bacha.
By Tayyab Bacha.
Tayyab Bacha. And I had been the one who was directing it.
You know, Ankur was a film, a lot of actors refused, including Wahida Rehman and all of that. And
I thank her every day. Even abhi bhi main bolti hu, thank you, Wahida ji, thank you, aapne nahi kiya.
But I remember reading an interview where you said, oh my God, my eyebrows are plucked in Ankur and I hated myself.
Much later.
Yeah.
Much later, because when I sent photographs to my mother and I said, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कोई सत्यजीत रे type की film बन रही है. And he said, हाँ बेटे, but look at your eyebrows. And then I said, oh God, of course she's right. But by then it was too late. So every time I see it, I still notice that. And then afterwards, what happened is Mrinal Sen, when he cast me for Khandar, he told me, I don't want these plucked eyebrows. Just grow them. And from that day, I have never plucked.
But I think Khandar is not talked about enough, no? Jamini's role.
Yeah.
The kind of silent.
Jamini is my favorite.
Really?
Favorite character, because you know, Jitesh, she could have been played as a victim. And that was something that I stayed away from. So you, in spite of the very dire circumstances she lives in, there's a certain dignity to her. And that dignity is what I take forward with this film. But Mrinalda was awful to me. The very first day of the shoot, it was the last shot of me. So there are these ruins, and Nasir is going, and I just look at him, and you can't make out the difference between my face or the ruins around. It looks like I am also part of the ruin. And I said, you can't do this to me. I'll die, Mrinalda. He said, no, you have to do it. And then I realized that in reaching the high point, it was much easier to roll back. But that's not my favorite way of working. My favorite way of working is you must start in the middle. If you start in the middle, you can cover up. Because, you know, in the beginning, you're still groping. If you start in the beginning, all attention is on you and you can make out कि यही कुछ हो रहा है. अगर आप बीच में कहीं कर रहे तो आराम से निकल जाते हैं. और मुझे हमेशा ऐसा लगता है कि जो पहला हिस्सा है वो थोड़े बाद में करना चाहिए, because आप कोई भी कैरेक्टर करो, you're a bit wobbly with it and it takes some time for you to start actually inheriting the world.
You know, also when you mentioned Mrinalda, for me it's a very poignant and memorable moment because you gave him the Filmfare Award. We went to his house and did all of that. Did your relationship with Mrinalda progressively? How did it, like, you know, your first film? You did Genesis, I remember. You did.
I did that. Ek Din Achanak.
Yeah, Ek Din Achanak, and then of course, what was the kind of relay? Because you say this, it's interesting because I think even Satyajit Ray, when you did Shatranj Ke Khilari, made you do the most difficult scene in the first.
Yeah,
no?
Yeah. But with Mrinalda, what I used to like very much is he was a very garrulous person. He used to talk 19 to the dozen. You know, when he offered me Khandar, I said, ये इतनी sensitive film है, story है, ये 20 मिनट में उन्होंने मुझे सुनाई थी. And I was very moved. And I said, how on earth is he going to be able to reproduce it? And he did just that. I mean, it is. And, you know, I think Mrinal also surprisingly learned that he had a Jamini in him. Yeah, because when you do that, not only do you look down inside you to see what there is, but the director who's directing you also discovers himself. And so this thing for both Mrinal and me was a revelation. And what was really amazing is I did Khandar immediately after I'd done Mandi. So in Mandi, I'd put on all that weight, and Mandi, I was you know, because I'm over the top and all histrionics.
My absolute favorite performance.
And histrionics and all that. And then all the acting people were either from the Film Institute or they were from the National School of Drama. In Mandi, all of them. So it was great fun. And I would eat 2-3 meals a day. And शाम मुझसे इसके बाद तुमको कोई रोल नहीं मिलेगा और तुम कहोगी कि मेरी वजह से तबाह हुआ and things like that. But you know, I was just all over the place. And then immediately I went into Khandar. And nobody told me this, but I stopped socializing. I would just straight after the shoot get into my room. I had not carried a hairdresser, a makeup person, nobody. I don't know why instinctively I felt कि ऐसा होना चाहिए. And I was just with my books and my music. And that's how I was discovering Jamini from deep within me. And that's why I feel it's such an organic. It's
amazing. It's amazing. I'll come to Mandi later. But drawing you back to Ankur, is that when the sort of seeds of, I mean, you grew up in a commune and obviously with a father like Kefi Saab and all of that would have already been planted into you. But actor as an activist, was, Ankur the sort of real Ankur of that, the inception of you as
You
an...
see, why? Because it was close to reality. Just remember that mainstream films at that time were just
over the top.
over the top. I don't think I would have had a chance to discover that like I did with Ankur. And that, I think, ignited the correct flames. And I think that's very important, because otherwise, if you're just doing mainstream cinema, you fall into a pattern which then it becomes very difficult to do a realistic film. But if you've tasted that, then in fact, doing mainstream cinema is the challenge. I mean, look at what we did in Parvarish, and Neetu and I were hanging from that well, and there were alligators that were going to eat us up. And imagine, for 1 month we did that. How can you bring any kind of reality?
But how did you switch? Like, did you have to unlearn everything that you learned during Ankur and all your other films?
I don't know what Manmohan Desai used to tell me. ए, ये तुम सत्यजीत रे की एक्टिंग नहीं करना, इतना स्लो, ये मनमोहन देसाई की फिल्म है, इसमें करो, तुम अपना वो सब लेकर नहीं आना, and stuff like that. Manmohan was just so delightful to work with. When he came, we had a ball with him in Parvarish. Then one day he came to me, I was shooting at Ranjit or something, he's saying, देख, मैं पहली फिल्म प्रोड्यूस कर रहा, you have to do it. I said, yeah. He's saying, रोल वोल कुछ नहीं है, मगर वो विनोद खन्ना मेरी जान खा जाएगा. वो बोलेगा, अमिताभ के पास गर्लफ्रेंड है, ऋषि कपूर के पास गर्लफ्रेंड है, मेरे पास नहीं, तो तू कर ले प्लीज. So it was, just so he was just lovely. So I said,
but did you have to unlearn a lot of, like you said, he said Satyajit Ray ki picture nahi karni? Was there a lot of unlearning and learning? Was it like a schizophrenic exercise? You're doing Amar Akbar Anthony and you're doing, say...
I was doing Kamyab, in which I was doing Dhakkam Dhakka Hua, Pyar Bada Pakka Hua, and then going, if you please, to Par. And doing Par, I really don't know how I balanced it, but of course it was quite schizophrenic.
Did any of it take a toll on your mental health? I'm always curious to know, how there's so much that you give. So did it ever take a toll on your mental health?
Well, during Earth, I had a very tough scene because I have to beg my husband to give me another chance. Now, that's a very difficult emotion to play, because you like to play noble and good and all that, where all the nice things come out of you. Begging is a very humiliating experience. और उसमें फिर महेश ने बोला था, I don't want you to cry. You're not to cry. You have to try and hold on to your dregs of dignity when you know that it's a lost battle. So emotionally, I was very, very moved. And then जब कट बोला तो मैं भाई करके रोई, and I must have cried for about half an hour, because it had taken such a toll on me. And then when I came back that day, I had a big headache and I was all torn. But then more and more, as I started doing more and more work, it became less.
But also those days, therapy and all was not normalized. So was there any discussion? I also asked this because obviously there was Parveen, who you worked in Amar Akbar Anthony and Ashanti and all of that. And she was obviously dealing with her own stuff.
You know, I saw her going mad in front of my eyes. We were doing a Prakash Mehra film, I think it was Jwalamukhi. And we were on the set. And she suddenly looked at this chandelier and she said, this chandelier is going to fall on me, this chandelier is going to fall on me. And she went screaming out. And also during Ashanti, she started eating very little. She used to eat 2 grapes and say, I'm bursting. And when Zeenat used to be working, I mean, when she was doing her makeup, Parveen would just go and stand behind her and just look at her in a very strange kind of manner. So there were indications that something is not quite right with this girl. But this chandelier was the final.
But you all never spoke to her because you all, I mean, belong to the same way. You, Mahesh Bhatt, Kabir Bedi,
But
all of you
we
belong.
never spoke to her about this. She was always speaking about esoteric things and discussing books and
And she was a
stuff like
massive
that.
star, right?
Yeah, big star, big star. She didn't play the star. I must say she didn't play the star as such, but she was in quest of an intellect that doesn't really come easily to her, but she was struggling with something.
And then there's Zeenat, who you again worked with 40 years later. You know, how was it? And also, I want to know, did you all you heroines hate each other like most people? Or you all seemed more civil, happy, and there was a sense of camaraderie which I've observed.
No. As far as I know, we were all very friendly with each other.
Like, I remember you were very friendly with Rekha ji. You've done so many films.
Have been very friendly with her even to date.
Yeah,
We're very
yeah.
friendly. I was very friendly with Neetu. So I had done 2 films back to back with her. One was Parvarish, in which we spent a lot of time together, and then Amar Akbar Anthony, less time together. But I remember this scene from Parvarish. You know, I had told Kamal Master that मुझे dance करना नहीं आता, आप please rehearsal करवा दो. He said कुछ नहीं, सिर्फ ताली बजाना है. So I said okay. Ab now imagine I have a gun in one hand here and a gun on my waist and I'm moving away. So even before I can understand कि मैं right foot पहले लगाऊं कि left, Neetu's already done two perfect rehearsals and she's sitting down there. So very meekly I said, it's very difficult for me, Master ji. आप जरा change कर सकते हैं क्या? Lights off, lights off, lights off, please. अब शबाना जी कमल मास्टर को बताएंगी कि किस तरह के स्टेप्स होना चाहिए. क्या बात है शबाना जी, वाह वाह वाह. आप जरा दिखाइए. 150 ये जूनियर आर्टिस्ट वहाँ हैं. उस दिन मनमोहन देसाई नहीं थे सेट पे. I walked out. I started crying. I was in all this paraphernalia and all that. I went out. My car wasn't there. I started walking barefoot right from the Bhaidas where I was shooting to my house. Imagine. People must be wondering what's wrong with this woman crying away.
In costume.
Fully in costume. And then I reached my house and I said, मुझे film industry में काम ही नहीं कर रहा, मुझे इन लोगों से कुछ लेना देना नहीं है, and I just don't want to work with them. I wept my heart out. इतने में मंजी आ गए. He said, ये मेरा fault है, मैं उस दिन नहीं था और मैं कसम खाता हूँ कि ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा कि तुम होगी सेट पे और मैं नहीं होगा. ये मैं इसको बहुत सुनाई है, ऐसा कभी नहीं हो सकता, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. मैंने कहा अच्छा कल तो मैं आ नहीं रही हूँ, देखूंगी. एंड इवन हबीब नडियाडवाला came and said, नहीं यार, forget it, this, that and the other. I had made up my mind, I'm not going to work. Ab the next day, we were going for an Amir Khusro something, the whole film industry was going. So Neetu was sitting next to me. She said, what happened to you? Where did you just disappear? So I said, this is what he did and I am not going to work in films anymore. Of all people in the world, Sulaksha Pandit is sitting over there. Sulaksha Pandit is saying, why? You were the heroine. They cannot afford to let you go. He's only a choreographer. How dare he speak to you like that and how dare you accept it? Get him thrown out. You don't have to leave the film industry for this. और मुझे ऐसा लगा कि वाह,
the clouds have parted.
इतनी अच्छी बात. और imagine Sulaksha Pandit has made such a difference to my life. And I said, wow, this is amazing. And then I went back and I had a superior look throughout. कि मुझे नहीं आता है, आप मेरे को force तो करके देखो. तो Kamal hated me till the end of his days. He just couldn't bear किसको क्यों लेते हैं heroine, and I hated him equally. It was the most humiliating thing that has happened to me in the films. It was horrible.
But how did you deal with, I mean, I read so many stories, and I'll tell you why. The misogyny, the inherent patriarchy that was, like, of course, now
I don't know why it was never evident with me. I think they felt कि she's a queer kettle of fish, और ये जो है कैफी आजमी की बेटी है और इसमें सब intellectual कुछ है. I never faced it at all, ever. Which is not to say that I didn't know that it was existing.
I say this because I saw an Amol Palekar interview and I saw an Amrish Puri interview where they were talking about Bhumika, and apparently Shyam Benegal, there was a confrontation scene, and Shyam Benegal told Amol in the confrontation, just slap her, and he had not informed the actress concerned. Similarly, Amrish Puri said, so he's this feudal lord. Of course, you've seen the film, and he says she wants to leave, and you just slap her. And he says he didn't inform, and they were most contrite, and then apologized to Smita profusely. I was thinking a situation like this in today's day and age would almost amount to sacrilege.
Absolutely.
You think stuff like this was just par for the course and the directors didn't think it was important?
No, I think normally a thing like this would need the consent of the actor. Sometimes the actor says, नहीं मुझे सचमुच का थप्पड़ मारो क्योंकि मुझे नहीं feel होता है. But that is consensual. If you do it tricking the actor, I think that is very, very offensive. Very offensive, definitely.
Tell me about Zeenat. You're doing a film which I think...
Zeenat has always been an extremely polite and cordial person. कभी जिंदगी में मुझे लगता है किसी को शिकायत नहीं हो सकती. She's just a very well brought up person. I mean, when we were doing Ashanti and all that, she was a much bigger star than I was, but she never let it reflect in her behavior with me or anything. She's just been very, very good. And so now when we were working after so long for Manisha's film, Ban Tikki. She was the same. Extremely polite, and I don't know, there's something very warm and very nice about Zeenat. मुझे अच्छी लगती है.
Did you form any lasting and very solid friendships with any of the actors?
Rekha.
Yeah?
Rekha.
Tell me something that an incident that never sort of,
No.
You'll always remember something.
I will remember so many incidents about Rekha. She used to be very, very candid. And I remember one thing so clearly. And then I said, oh, this is the public persona. So she and I were in a plane, chatting away. Hi, he, and then somebody said, ma'am, can you give me an autograph? And from here, her face changed into this distant star. And she said, I'm talking. Can you wait a bit? And I said, oh my God, look at this transformation in that one moment. I said, wow, aise behave karna chahiye star ko. But she's always been very warm and very, very, very loving.
Were you able to sort of reconcile the two, one husking into the mic and those photo shoots where she kissed the mirror, that sort of narcissistic photo shoots, and then the fun, wonderful person that she is?
Yeah, there was a period when that fun person had disappeared because she was putting on a persona which was completely different from who she actually is. But उसकी झलकियाँ तो कभी ना कभी निकल कर आ जाती हैं. So with me, she's a very candid relationship. And even now, even if we don't meet very often, the minute we meet, that spark goes. She's somebody that has consistently been my friend.
Lovely. talking about friendships and all, I want to know, like, you know, you were this star in Nishant, and Nasir Uddin Shah had just joined, and then you were like the Dharam Hema pair of the art film moment.
Oh God, nobody said that earlier. Yeah, yeah.
And you know, you all did so many films and so many memorable. I just lose whether. And then, how did your relationship sort of change? I'm sure there were ups and
Kuch
downs.
nahi.
Like
Kuch nahi.
you did something called side plate, or there was some short.
No, that was Side Streets. That he wasn't.
Not
in
Side
that.
Streets. You did a short stint with in a Sanjay Gupta, you know, series
Ha, ha,
anthology.
ha, ha.
Rice Plate, Rice Plate. So was that the last time you worked with him?
Yeah, I'm dying.
And
to
now you're
work.
supposed to do Masoom too.
Yeah, I really want to work with Nasir again, because he's been my most favorite actor. And Nasir, see, acting is also about reacting. And if your co-star is telling the truth, it makes your job so much easier. मैं आपकी आंखों में देख रही हूँ और आप सच बोल रहे हो, तो मेरा तो आधा काम वैसे ही मुझे बहुत पसंद है। नसीर और उसके साथ हर तरह के रोल मैंने किए। एक वक्त तो ऐसा था कि he was spending more time with me than with Ratna, and I was spending more time with him than with Javed. और फिर उसके बाद नजर लग गई and we haven't done anything.
But you remember any challenging sequence while doing a scene? I mean, you all did films like Lori, and you all did films like Masoom, and you did so. Anything that you recall while working with?
No, I can't remember any.
Was he a firebrand and storming out of set?
Not then. Not then. Now I believe he is angry with the whole world. उस वक्त नहीं था, लेकिन मुझे ये याद है कि जब हम लोग मासूम की शूटिंग करते थे, every single day he would be reading the script. Every single day. So I said, Nasir, how can you go on reading the script every day? He said, you never know what strikes you when you're reading it. Matlab, he's so alive that he is able to read it again, keeping himself open enough to see कि कोई नई चीज़ तो क्या है। और जो नसीर की मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती थी बात, वो ये है कि वो कैलिब्रेट करता है। तो अगर उसको मालूम है कि इसका क्लाइमैक्स 100 सीन में है, तो इन 70th सीन ही होल्ड हिम सेल्फ बैक। और मैं तो ऐसी हूँ कि हर शॉट के बाद मुझे आई लुक एट द डायरेक्टर, एंड इफ द डायरेक्टर it wasn't good, no? Let's take one more. Insecure immediately. वो नहीं करता था. That I used to find very fascinating about him. And when we did Sparsh, he was so convincing कि shoot के बाद जब हम लोग नीचे आ रहे होते तो automatically I would give him my hand when we are coming down the stairs.
So he would be in character.
Yeah, and I said, "Magar, he's a Shabana, मुझे नजर आ रहा है." But I mean, he was really so wonderful. He's a fantastic actor. And have you seen him on stage?
Oh my God, Ismat Appa ke naam.
I have never seen any actor who can breathe so easily on stage. Just breathe. Just be. He's fantastic on the stage.
Speaking of stage, you've done Safed Kundali and you've done Doll's House. I remember in Singapore you had gone off to do it. And then, of course, which I've watched 100 times, Tumhari Amrita. Did you have to again unlearn everything?
During Tumhari Amrita, Feroz Abbas Khan told us, you must not learn the lines, which is the exact opposite of what anybody tells us. Learn your lines is what they say first, because learn your lines so that at the time of the performance, the lines don't come in the way of the emotion. You're playing the emotion and the lines come so automatically that you have absolutely no need to say, oh my God, याद है कि नहीं। महेश भट्ट बहुत अच्छी बात बोलता था, इसे कमबख्त ये एक्टर्स पूरी तरह से अपनी लाइंस याद नहीं करते, एंड देन इन द मिडल ऑफ द टेक दे आर होपिंग फॉर अ मिरेकल कि किसी तरह से मुझे लाइंस याद होती। तो अब हम उस डिसिप्लिन से निकले। फिरोज कहता था, यू डेयर नॉट लर्न योर लाइंस बिकॉज देन यू विल बी फेकिंग द रीडिंग of the lines. So I never want you to know your lines. And Chinache 22 साल बाद भी, मतलब मुझे definitely gist पता है, लेकिन हर dialogue तुम्हारी अमृता का नहीं याद है. That was a huge challenge, and it was really about unlearning that. But Feroz is an excellent director, and he's as neurotic as I am. तो अगर कोई चीज अच्छी नहीं हुई तो we'll die, और अगर अच्छा हो गया तो we are very satisfied. फारूक शेख को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता था. I'd say, Farooq, today your performance was very good. Really? I didn't notice. And then one day I would say, Farooq, it just fell flat. अच्छा, मैंने तो notice नहीं किया. उसको कोई anxiety नहीं, और Feroz and I used to behave like मर जाएंगे in every single time.
All of the 22 years.
All of the 22 years, we would completely want to.
I remember you had courted arrest and then come and done the play and gone back, no?
That was crazy. That was crazy because I was with the slum dwellers, and we had, I think in the Kolaba slum, Geeta Nagar, तो वो जो है ना वो मार रहे थे हमारे स्लम ड्वेलर्स को. तो पीके दास और मैं जो हूँ ऊपर छत पे पहुंच गए, और वी सेड नहीं ये बंद करिए नहीं तो हम पत्थर फेंकेंगे, and things like that. And then we got caught and they took us to the police station. अब जो है 2 घंटे रह गए तुम्हारी अमृता के लिए, जो कि NCPA में होने वाला है. My mother, my father, Farooq Sheikh and Nasiruddin, Farooq Sheikh, Feroz and Javed turned up. Javed totally on my side. I said, नहीं मैं तो लूँगी ही नहीं, बेल क्यों लूँ, मैंने जब कोई गलत किया ही नहीं. तो इसे नहीं, मगर आप बेल के बगैर बाहर नहीं निकल सकते. तो my mother very demurely goes up to him and says, you know, Shabana is an activist, but she's also an actress. अभी उसको 2 घंटे के अंदर उसका प्ले है, प्लीज आप इसको मेरे साथ जाने दीजिए, और फिर उसके बाद मैं आपको फिर से छोड़ दूंगी. He said, ये पता नहीं कैसे पागल लोग हैं. But that happened, and we went, and the audience was all sitting because my mother had gone up on stage and she said, ये शायद नहीं हो पाएगा, तो आप अपने पैसे ले लीजिए because I don't know how long it will take. NCPA की audience from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, they sat in their seats. The only 2 people who left were my aunt. एक सुल्तानापा एंड इसमत चुगता. अरे कौन वेट करेगा, हमारे जो है ताश का वक्त हो रहा करके वो दोनों चले गए थे, बाकी सब लोग थे. एंड वी एक्चुअली वेंट ऑन स्टेज एंड डिड दैट शो एंड वी गॉट अ स्टैंडिंग ओवेशन. तुम्हारी अमृता हम लोगों ने इतने पागलों के बीच किया है that it has a life of
Magical.
its own.
You all could never do it once, Farooq. There was no actor to replace him.
No, and I didn't want to do it, but I keep telling Feroz that he should get 2 new actors and do it.
It can't be done without you.
नहीं ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. नहीं, you have to allow, otherwise how will the play breathe? You can definitely do it. He must do it.
You mentioned activism. When celebrities, and you've always mentioned, sort of impressed in all your interviews that, yes, a celebrity must have a social responsibility. And there is a certain response, forget social responsibility. But when celebrities tend to do that, there's a certain amount of cynicism attached to...
अरे मैंने जब शुरू में, when I went on a hunger strike, no film actor had ever done that. I mean, we were really parked in the middle of Kolaba in this ramshackle place. And Parna, जो मेरी best friend है, उसके घर से पूरी गद्दे और ये सब आते थे. तो they said, what a queer kettle of fish this is. And then all these अफवाह started कि ये जो है ये पॉलिटिक्स में जाना चाह रही है, इसके पास से काम ख़त्म हो गया है इसलिए ऐसा कर रही है. All kinds of skepticism I met with, which I think to some part, I think इतने सारे लोग इतना सारा काम कर रहे हैं, आप जो है कहाँ से टपक पड़े और आप कौन से इतने करेक्ट हो गए. तो it was, when I first did this, it was really just an emotional reaction. I was supposed to be going to Cannes with Genesis, my film. And when this whole thing happened, then I came back and I told Javed, I just cannot allow myself to go to Genesis. Yet from tomorrow, they're going on strike. I want to join them. So Javed said, you feel strongly about it? I said, yeah. So he said, definitely their cause will be helped by your joining them, but all kind of aspersions will be cast on you. I said, ठीक है, कर लूँगी. And that's how it happened. But उसके बाद मैं slowly पूरा इतनी अच्छी तरह से समझती हूँ कि we actually managed to influence the Maharashtra government in 2-3 policies. And then after that, imagine, we have made houses for 50,000 families for free. It's the largest single rehabilitation project in all of Asia. So what we had done is the government of Maharashtra, a private builder and us, we got together and we did this, and P.K. Das built all the things. So that's something I feel humne sachmuch ठोस किया, and that makes me very, very proud.
So you're able to transcend the cynicism and skepticism of people.
नहीं, if you keep working ना, if you keep working, then वो चला जाता है. If नहीं तो, you know, आज बहुत सारे लोग are joined with issues which is very good, but they're all safe. Cancer, blindness, इस तरह की चीजें that don't shake the political status quo. Look at what happened to poor Amir. All he said is the Narmada ousties should get rehabilitation, and because of that his film didn't get released in Gujarat. So it's too much at stake. So I don't blame them. But at least they are much more aware and conscious. Earlier, there was just Dilip Kumar who was working with the blind, and during the riots, the Bombay riots, he was very, very, very active. He was active, Sunil Dutt was active, and I was active.
Talking about activism, your role sort of, always communicated that, whether it's Earth, whether it was, what Fire did for the LGBTQ community, and several other roles. I remember stories where hordes of women would turn up to your house after you did something like Earth. By the way, we must also talk about the telephone scene in Earth. But before that, did it sort of,
It rattled me. It rattled me because it turned up in my house expecting me to resolve all their marital problems. And I was just a young person who had done this, and I said, my God. And then I realized, my God, so often the audience cannot make a difference between the character you play and the person that you are. And then I felt, but then I have this voice and I should use it. So actually my work with the women's movement started after Earth, and then of course moved far and way beyond that.
Did that intimidate your directors? I remember this very far. You asking questions, or anyway, a woman with a mind is always makes a lot of actors and producers, directors uncomfortable. So I remember this great story about you asking what kind of, somebody said you have to play mad in a film. So you asked whether it's schizophrenic or it's bipolar.
It's a perfectly normal thing.
And Boney Kapoor said, you're just filmy mad.
Don't give him a...
what are the kind of other combative arguments you had with your director?
No, but what? I do argue with my director, but ultimately I listen to the director, because really the director is the captain of the ship. And if I have so much disagreement with the script, then I won't do it. It can be the interpretation, which can be different, but ultimately I do what the director wants. लेकिन मुझे जो है वो, हाँ, मैं सवाल पूछती थी. I remember we were doing a film called मर्दों वाली बात or something like that. I think Sanjay Dutt was in it.
Bridge.
हाँ, संजय दत्त भी था ना उसमें.
Yeah.
तो मैं ऐसे क्यों, my usual why, what, तो संजय दत्त कहता है, शिवानी जी इसी फिल्म में ऑस्कर चाहिए क्या? मेरा लेट हो रहा है, सवाल मत पूछिए ना। Let me go. That's how my co-actors used to be. कि प्लीज माफ कर दो, उसका कसूर जो भी बोल रहा है वो ऐसे कर दो। वो मेरे लिए बहुत डिफिकल्ट था। इसमें मुझे उत्पल दत्त ने कितनी मजे की बात की थी ना। उत्पल दत्त इज दिस बिग स्टॉलवर्ट फ्रॉम theater from Bengal, and he went in the south. And he said, scene ween kya hai?
What film was this?
Some film, I can't remember. So he said, there'll be loud noise. Look to the left of the camera. Open your eyes wide and give a jerk. So he did exactly that. And then one gaddi was given to him. So he said, fantastic, मगर अभी तो बता दीजिए कि क्या है. एक एक्सीडेंट हुआ था. उसमें जो है गाड़ी के बुरे हाल हो गए थे. Opened your eyes. And then it was your friend जिसका एक्सीडेंट हुआ, तो you give a jerk. He said, मेरा क्या बिगड़ता है, इसकी वजह से मेरे को पैसे मिलते, मैं जो ऐसे कि open your eyes wide. He used to always say, just open your eyes wide and give a jerk. So it was this kind of thing. Can you imagine? I really think किसी भी हॉलीवुड एक्टर को आप बोल दो कि इस तरह से आप करो, नामुमकिन है, वो नहीं कर सकता. You have to be a different kettle of fish. I remember when I got married to Javed, I was absolutely certain that I am not going to look like दुल्हन of राजेश खन्ना और विनोद खन्ना और कितने सारे लोगों से जब मेरी शादी हुई थी. So I'm not going to dress up like that because otherwise I'll feel it's from a film. So I was such a simple sari. I just wore one necklace and really didn't do anything to my hair, nothing. क्योंकि मुझे इतना खौफ था कि नहीं तो मुझे ये फिल्म का लगने लगेगा. You know, there's a point when you can no longer understand that this emotion that you're feeling, is it real or is it a borrowed emotion? There have been some fascinating experiences. One was, you see, an actor is always observing, okay? That's the business of the actor. And a person I knew, young person, had died, and I went into the room, and the body was like that. And I was looking at the face, and believe me, feeling very, very bad, Jitesh, but at the same time, saying कि अरे इसका तो मुंह ड्रॉप है, मैंने जब किया है तो I have not let my mouth drop like that. And while I am seeing her, I am making my face drop and seeing. And it was so eerie.
You felt like an imposter.
So absolutely, but it was an automatic reaction. I remember once I went to meet my aunt who had lost her husband about 6-7 months ago. And she was sitting opposite me. And she was talking about it normally. And so when I told her how it happened and all that, she was talking. And then I noticed that she's just doing this with her hands. And at one point she stopped and she burst into tears. And I felt how wonderful to use this in a film. It really rattles.
How insensitive you had become as an actor.
And it's just part of that. Also, you know, acting people don't understand is also craft. You know, it's not कि बस मैंने अंदर से feel कर लिया. अगर अंदर से feel कर लिया है भाई, but you have to take the light, you have to reach there, you have to, मतलब automatically मेरे साथ ऐसा होता है कि जब मैं चल रही हूँ और कैमरा साथ चल रहा है, तो मुझे ये पता चल जाता है कि ये मैं ज़्यादा तेज चल गई हूँ, तो then I slow down. And I am feeling the emotion, I'm feeling everything, but I'm also keeping in mind the technique that is required. तो मेरी मम्मी जो कहती थी कि नहीं, पृथ्वीराज ये बोलते थे कि जब आप कैरेक्टर कर रहे हैं स्टेज पे, तो आपका अगर खून निकले तो उस कैरेक्टर का निकलना है. I don't think that is possible. I think it's possible to feel the emotion really strongly, but also be aware of the technicalities. Lots of people say, no, we don't care about it. Today, it's much easier because now the cameras become much more flexible, and so you're allowed to do what you want during the rehearsals, and a mise-en-scène is done and they adjust. But at that time, it wasn't like that. So, people say, "Arey yaar, iska to craft technique dikh gaya," then that's faulty. You're supposed to have that craft. You're supposed to have that technique, which shouldn't show. If it shows, that means you haven't done it correctly.
So this is your FTI at
Absolutely.
and of course years of experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Because your technique never shows.
Yeah.
That you do it so seamlessly.
But it's an automatic. I don't have to think separately about my technique. But when somebody says, "Arey, she's so spontaneous, how wonderful." What have you done with that spontaneity? That is something that comes automatically to you. Have you calibrated it? Have you done anything with it other than what you are?
Before I talked about your wonderful Hollywood stint, you worked with a lot of first-time directors, whether it was Shekhar and Masoom, and first-time, everybody. Like, I have lost count of the number of, and the first-time director thinks he knows everything, like I'm sure Shekhar was even telling Gulzar Saab how to write lyrics for Masoom. So they think they know everything. And that's the beauty about first-time directors. Anything that you recall with a first-time director, which was, whether it was Reema Kakti, I'm just saying anything that you remember, which almost bordered on cockiness, but you having your years of experience.
No, but I love first-time directors because they behave as if every shot, if it doesn't happen the way they want, unki zindagi khatam ho jayegi. So that passion I like, but I also sometimes now, ye jo hai, Vikas Khanna also tells me कि भैया ये मेरा shot है. I have not taken any permission in New York street. She has to come running, screaming, and then break down because वो जो जा रहा है ambulance में उसका बेटा है. And she says, in the middle of that, she's telling me, I need a nail cutter. He says, where am I going? No, I need a nail cutter. He said, अब मैं वो सब छोड़ के बोल रहा हूँ कहीं से कोई nail cutter दे दो because that's so he says, why did you give me such a hard time? Because I said, नहीं मेरे हाथ नजर आ रहे हैं. They should look manicured. Poor ladka to this day. He says, अच्छा, he's also done crazy things. Okay, so we are at the Golden Temple, and I'm saying, तुमने permission लिया? He said, हाँ, permission लिया. And this is at 5 in the morning. And I am looking beatific. और मुझे पीछे बहुत शोर लग रहा है. मैंने वैसे ही रखा. जब कट बोला तो देखा मेरे डायरेक्टर को वहां से पुलिस ऐसे खींच के ले जा रही थी. Stop it. उसके पास नहीं था. So imagine मेरे फेस पे उतना ही beatific, but I'm hearing from the. तो आपको कितना जो है, you have to be in the moment and forget about what is happening at the back. This is just too funny. Yeah.
I'd like you to talk, especially because these 3 films are very close to my heart: Arth, Mandi, and Masoom. Any kind of you recall, like, I'm sure they were very physically exhausting roles. Anything that you recall you took away, like you said, you felt like an imposter while doing a certain sequence.
No, but one thing I remember of Masoom, there is a scene where I am pressing Nasir's back, and both my children jump over us and jump on the bed, and they are doing all this while I'm pressing the back. And I'm saying, stop it, bacha. Ha, pyar karke main bol rahi hu. So Javed said, when he saw it, he said, you look like a stepmother. I said, why? He's saying, stepmother है, ये ऐसे कर सकती कि बच्चे उसके nerves पे आ रहे हैं, फिर भी हाँ. Real mother होती तो कहती, मैंने बोला ना क्या बकवास कर रहे हो, चलो जाओ यहाँ से. They would have a sour face, और तुम जो कर रहे हो वो बिल्कुल भी realistic नहीं था, which I agree with. He's saying Mamta means long-suffering expression, because really Mamta means, अरे यार, how many times I'll tell you, don't drop that milk on you. कुछ ऐसे love and kindness नहीं flow करता. So I remember little things like that. But I remember the last scene where this child comes and I start yelling at the child. That was very, very, very exhausting, and it was something that you didn't quite expect, and that Shekhar told me. He said she should be really angry with him. And it was a note I hadn't given myself, and it's so good because she's been so tense about him and she just lashes out at him. It was very, very exhausting and very satisfying also.
Amazing, amazing. And also Mandi, which I think you sort of broke all bound, you know. How did you channel? First of all, do you think the Hyderabadi that you spoke in was perfect?
Yeah,
you know,
it was perfect.
How did you imbibe
because
that?
I know Hyderabadi. I know Dakkani because my cousins all live in Hyderabad, and every summer my mother used to take me to her family. So that was something that I was completely at ease with. In fact, I helped all the other actors also. And then Shyam would do very lovely things. Like he heard me sing "Main Kitti Baar Bola Na Ji," and then he put it in the scene. Then there was this fascinating thing where I had gone to 3 different brothels. One was in Bombay, one was in Delhi, and then after that we went to one in Hyderabad. And there was this girl, very small girl, no makeup on her face. She just had a white blouse and a green nylon sari. And ऐसे करके खड़ी हुई थी. तो उसने बोला कि अच्छा चलो डांस करो. And she broke into the most vulgar interpretation of Pooja karungi teri hoke rahungi, which is my devotional song to my husband in Fakira. And I just looked at her and I said, and then she went back and became exact. So it was a performance that she had done. And I said, wow, look at that. And there was one man in a corner, expressionless, just sitting. And Shyam said, that's my Tungras. So, you know, he used to pick, that's what I used to like so much about Shyam, that he used to pick up characters from real life. Now, in Mandi, I was doing some of the costumes. So, I had gone to, what is that thing, Chand Bazaar or something, and I had got the costumes and all that. And then one day, I saw a man on a cycle. I stopped him. I said, please, apni shirt de do na. And he looked very shocked. And I gave him a brand new, and I gave it to him and I said, yeah. And then I told Om, ye aapke liye. So sporting of Om. He said, agar isko dhulwa do to pehan lunga. So, you know, little things like that. Today, can you imagine ever doing that? Having the guts to say that to an actor?
Yeah.
So, it was, ek jo hai na, kuch, the kind of camaraderie and the lack of hierarchy was beautiful in Shyam Benegal's. And then
but weren't they intimidated by you? Say there was Neena Gupta and there was Soni Razdan and there was
nobody
Anita Kanwar.
Nobody was intimidated because we take 2 hours to go to the location. And we were all in the bus and playing Antakshari and dumb charades and losing and all that. So there was nothing. But see, Shyam Benegal, much later, one of his assistants told me, he see 40 actors with 40 egos. Remember, nobody should feel small. Pay more attention to the actors that have smaller parts. How wonderful. How wonderful. But imagine this was a thought out process, and we used to say, "Arey wow, everybody's having a ball."
Mandi, you even Ila Arun, Main Nahi Bachengi Amma and all. You remember every. It is amazing. It is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Talking about Mandi, I must ask you about your love-hate relationship with Smita Patil. You all did so many, almost six films together, right? Yeah. So there was much was made in the press. You said something, she said something. But like I remember, you all were so like almost it was like an umbilical cord connection. You know, she could be, like you always say, Smita Azmi, and you could be Shabana Patil, and you all had common backgrounds and all of that. So, how did that? Smita was always, I think, from what I hear, was inherently distrustful of you. Was it combative? And what led to? Is it because both of you were Sham Benegal's protege?
I think so. In fact, I remember Javed saying that this is so crazy. You both come from such similar backgrounds. You do the same kind of work. You should be friends. You all should be on the same side. Why do you do this nonsense? And then we made a very weak attempt with Javed and Raj Babbar कि चलो let's bury the hatchet and all that. मगर वो कभी हुआ नहीं. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि the press created it all. There was definitely an inherent rivalry. But then of course फिर press ने उसको बहुत.
Is it because you all were all both competing for the, like Smita always had, I remember somewhere she had said, you know, I lost out on, say, Sparsh and Par, and suddenly I was replaced by Shabana, who was the more commercially successful
That's all
actor.
nonsense. That's all nonsense.
Was that the reason?
It was never. There were lots of imaginary roles that she thought that I had snatched from her. मगर ऐसा कुछ था नहीं. लेकिन I'm sure it was because we were Sham Benegal's favorites. हालांकि Sham Benegal was very clear कि इसमें इनको यहाँ लेना और इनको यहाँ लेना. I could not have convinced Sham to say, take me in this film if he had decided. In fact, strangely, I was supposed to do Manthan, the role that Smita did. And Smita was supposed to do the role that Aba Dhulia did, which was Girish's wife. And then some crazy thing happened, which Sham never forgave me for, because he wanted me to be there for 32 days. And at that time, I was working in a lot of mainstream cinema. So I said, Sham, ये really 10 दिन का काम है. मैं आपको 16 दिन दे देती हूँ. आप please ऐसा मत करो. So he said, then you leave the film. He was so offended. So then strangely, it's a completely mad thing. At that time, Smita was supposed to do Kaneshwar Rama with MS Satyu. और हुआ क्या कि it then those dates coincided with her BA का exams. So she left that. And then Satyu came to me at the last minute and he said, see, she's got a valid reason and we are all going on the sets, तुम कर लो. तो मैंने कहा अच्छा मैं कर लेती हूँ. तो मैं करने वो गई तो शाम को और लगा कि अच्छा मेरे को टिंगल देके इसने ऐसा किया है. सो ये गड़बड़ हुई. फिर हुआ क्या कि अर्थ में Smita was supposed to do a special appearance as the Bai, the one that Rohini Hattangadi had done. She said, I want to play the other woman. And then ये सब कुछ चक्कर हो गया. हालांकि it's very interesting, वो कहते हैं विजय तेंदुलकर कि that's what's wrong with Arth, because actually it's Pooja's story. It's the wife's story, and it should have been the wife's story, and there should have just been enough of the other woman to take the story forward. But because Smita had done it, so much more footage had to be given to her. So इस तरह की चीज़ें हुई थी. फिर एक बार ऐसा हुआ कि I was very nervous. We were doing that scene when I lose my balance and I say कि ना, तो स्मिता said कोई भी decent औरत इस तरह की बातें नहीं कर सकती है कि बिस्तर में रंडी का रूप. And so she said नहीं, ये तो बिल्कुल ठीक नहीं है. Then after that, Baburam Ishara, who was my friend and Smita's friend and such a liberal, he came and he said, Smita's absolutely right. You can't say this. It will be absolutely against character. And Mahesh was always saying, नहीं यही ऐसे ही होगा. अब मैं इतनी घबरा गई कि अरे बाप रे अभी करना क्या है. उतने में महेश की बीवी, I'm forgetting her name, she came.
Kiran.
Kiran. She came on the sets. And I said, Kiran, this is what they're saying. She's saying, जूते मारेगी वो, ये सब डायलॉग तो उसको बोलना ही नहीं चाहिए और हो सके तो जूता भी मार देना चाहिए. तो I said, oh my God, this is coming straight from the horse's mouth. So that's how that scene was done under a lot of tension. तो इसमें बहुत सारे ऐसे moments थे. But वो जो टूटा ना, unfortunately वो कभी repair नहीं हुआ. But amazingly, her parents were very nice to me. My parents were very nice to her. Baba, she and Baba had a very good relationship. And then in a strange kind of way, after she passed away, I sort of became a surrogate Smita to Ma and to the father, which really baffled me, but it sort of completed the circle. And I regret that I said uncharitable things about Smita. I really regret it because uski zarurat nahi thi, and I wish that I hadn't done it.
Now, while we talk about Smita and Arth, please let's discuss the telephone scene quickly, which you have done impromptu without any kind of, you may want to be bashful and say, no, it was all Mahesh and all of that. There are two things. One is the telephone scene and one is, I believe Mahesh Bhatt you were very conscious of your laughter and your teeth. And Mahesh said, please laugh full throat.
Yeah, let me tell you about that because he was absolutely wonderful. But ये telephone scene ये हुआ कि ये खत्म हो गई थी, मेरी shooting खत्म हो गई थी. And Mahesh Bhatt rings me up and says, where are you shooting? I said, Filmistan. He said, anyway, Filmistan जाने से पहले तुम सुनीला बंगलो आ जाओ, which is 5 minutes from my house. I said, why? He said, एक patch up scene करना है. तो actors के ध्यान में patch up scene is only to look good or to fill in some blank. Nobody takes a patch up scene.
Why don't they take patchwork seriously?
कि अगर कुछ missing था या कोई close up नहीं था, that's how you do it. It's never a big scene that is done. So you don't take it. So मैं ऐसे ही कुर्ता पहन के चली गई. He said यही रहने दो, यही कुर्ता रहने दो, कोई मेकअप वेकअप लगाने की जरूरत नहीं और ये scene. And I read it and Mahesh Bhatt का favorite dialogue था, artificial conflict no need to do. Today is the last day and we have to finish today and so you have to do it. And I said, but how can I? He said, बस चुपचाप करो. And he said, बस एक rehearsal करो और Praveen will just follow you because it's only a close-up. And then एक rehearsal उसके लिए करो और फिर then you do the take. And I did that one mechanical rehearsal and it's the first take that I did. And he said, very good. And I left. In 10 minutes, I had left.
Some 100 pages of dialogue.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that because it happened like that, कोई अंदर की machine मेरी चल रही थी. Maybe if I had been given it earlier, I would have tried and, you know, बहुत मेहनत मुझे करनी पड़ती. But that is really, truly Mahesh.
Outstanding.
Truly, Mahesh.
You know, I have to talk about your parents when you talk so much about what is the greatest piece of advice Shaukat Appa and Kaifi Saab have given you as an actor?
See, Abba, I remember that when I went to him, because I was doing intercollegiate plays and I used to always win Best Actress in them and all that, then I came up to him and I said, Abba, मैं acting करना चाहती हूँ, seriously. तो क्या आप मुझे support करोगे? I remember where he was sitting also. He said, बेटे आप जो भी करना चाहो, मैं आपको support करूँगा. Tomorrow if you decide that you want to become a cobbler, I will support that also, provided you tell yourself that you will try and be the best cobbler in the business, and then I'll support you. So that for me was like, I mean, what can you want more than this from a parent? And then I remember once I wanted to do English literature. And Abba said, but you're interested in acting. Why do literature? Why don't you do psychology? Because that is what will help you in your acting. And I made that decision.
And it has helped?
Of course it has helped. I mean, pop psychologist, but
Yeah.
it has helped. But mummy Nahana, she has never given me any lectures. I've just imbibed it from her by a process of osmosis, because I used to see how she gets ready for a character. Days before she went on the stage, she used to wear the clothes. She used to do a lot of research. She used to read books, etc. Then she would change her voice and she'd walk in that. So that's what I just imbibed from her. She is the one who actually told me that to speak previously rehearsed lines as if you give the impression of the first time is really the big challenge. So it was these things, and then I remember once we were in Hyderabad. I had accompanied her, and this very famous play in which she and Hangal Saab were playing the main roles. I think it was Afrika Jawan Pareshan. And it had been a hit play. Us din, there was some miscommunication of when they were going to come, and only 8 seats were sold in a audience capacity of 800. तो मैं बैठी हुई थी वहाँ, एंड देन इप्टा की उसमें मीटिंग हुई, और इप्टा की मीटिंग ने कहा कि हम ये कैंसिल कर देते हैं शो, उन 8 लोगों को पैसा रीइंबर्स कर देंगे, एंड देन वील डू इट अगेन. एंड बोथ मम्मी एंड हंगल साहब सेड, impossible. The show will go on. Even it is for 8 people, we'll do it. And that day they went on to do the best performance ever. So I said, my God, this is dedication. And this is what theatre is. तो ये सब चीज़ें जो हैं, मैंने ऐसा नहीं कि उन्होंने बैठ के मुझे कोई चीज़ बताई, लेकिन by just being around her, I learned this is how it is. So she's had a very, very big hand in my acting.
And I think you were one of the first, because you mentioned acting so much, one of the first real crossover actors. 2 things, you were one of the first actors along with Smita to go to Cannes. You know, where you paraded. Y'all didn't have money, so y'all took your own saris, and I think y'all went.
No, what had happened is that we were supposed, this was for Nishant, and we were supposed to get all our advertising material, and then we realized it hasn't come. And Cannes mein everything really is about parties and big advertising and all that. And so we sat down and we said, what are we going to do? So Shyam Benegal, being an advertising man, he said, Smita और Shabana, तुम लोग अपने best कांजीवरम साड़ियाँ पहन के बिंदी लगा के just at 9 o'clock in the morning, just start walking on the boulevard. And so we said, all right, and we went, and everybody would turn around and look at us. And the minute they would look at us, we'd say, please, hamari film hai, please, ab 6 baje aa jaiye. And we had a house full with just that. It worked. I mean, it was really amazing.
Amazing.
What a good idea.
I believe you wrote some letter to complain about. Tell us about that.
You see, at one point, I was very offended because Cannes had this diktat that they said you cannot be on the red carpet without heels. And so I wrote them a stinker. I said, is this about films as it is? You've sold your soul, and what do you mean that you can't wrote them? मुझे बहुत शौक था कि अगर कोई चीज़ गलत थी तो डेफिनेटली मैं उसको पॉइंट आउट करूँगी. भी आज तक है जिसके ऊपर जावेद बहुत मुझसे बेजार हो जाते हैं इससे कि भाई क्यों वो आदमी आपको एक फेवर करने के लिए आया, आप उसको बताते हैं कि उसका स्टाफ कितना खराब है. क्यों? मैंने कहा नहीं फीडबैक दे रही हूँ. इसे उसने पूछा तो नहीं ना फीडबैक, आपको ही क्यों देना है.
Also, your first ever Hollywood stint was Madame Suzatska, like, which is why I talk about crossover, because then later it became just one of those wonderful epithets. Oh, she's a crossover actor. But I think Shashi Kapoor and actors like you, Leela Naidu, did a lot of, much before it became cool to be the crossover actor. And you worked with Shirley MacLaine, and Madame Suzatska was this absolutely stunning film. How was that? Can you, I mean, the Shirley MacLaine.
No, it was lovely. And what I remember so much about Shirley is that she had to give me cues. And imagine such a big star, and she comes to me and says, Shabana, I'm getting very late. I have to watch that play. So do you mind if I give you the cues but remove my wig? I said, Shirley, we have the third assistant giving us cues. Don't worry. She said, no, it's okay. अच्छा. अब जो है हम लोग सेल्फ्रिजेस में शूटिंग कर रहे हैं. तो मैंने कहा, where is the police? They said, why? Why do you need police? I said, Shirley MacLaine is shooting over there and you don't have police. They said, no, not at all. So I saw that Shirley MacLaine is shooting in the men's department, and there are these English people saying, can I have the green paisley with a little of white, please, tie? And what's happening there? Shirley MacLaine shooting for her new film. Okay. And they carried on. I said, ये amazing लोग हैं. तो मैंने कहा, अच्छा. अब मैं गई food section में. Every single Asian in the continent turned up and started looking at the camera. And so John Schlesinger saying, you did this purposely to make Shirley feel small. I said, no, but that's the way Asians are, please. Then they're to drag me away from there. I said, ऐसे ही हम लोग बदतमीज हैं. हम जैसे ही देखते camera, that was the end. We couldn't shoot that day.
What did you have to learn from your unlearn from your Bollywood stint at, when you were working on Madame Suzatska?
You know what was very strange is I have always spoken English. I dream in English. I'm very comfortable in English. When I started doing Madame Suzatska, I sounded so alien because I would sound like Bombay Convent compared to them. And John Schlesinger would make fun of me and say, I don't know what to do. So I used to feel so strange. That was something I really struggled with. But this Shirley MacLaine was so sincere. हम लोग जो है rehearsal करते थे. फिर the first 1 week or something, I was staying in John Schlesinger's house. And we've all packed up for the day. And at 7 o'clock, Shirley MacLaine is back in the house. And she's saying, you know, I thought of another interpretation of that scene. Can we please do it again? इस तरह से करते थे यार. इस तरह से करते थे. और सोचो, हम लोग बोलते नहीं, we don't ask for a role and all. It's so bad to ask somebody for a role. What nonsense.
Would you still audition for a role?
Oh, I was very superior about it. I used to be very, very superior. But now I've realized everybody is doing it, so I do it. I'll do it. So, Hindi film में तो नहीं पूछते, मगर when I'm abroad, it happens. Shirley MacLaine को पता चला कि John Schlesinger's casting Madame Suzatska. It was based on Bernice Rubin's film. So, he wasn't interested because she has such a strong American accent. He was looking at Jean Moreau. Shirley MacLaine came to know. She flew from Los Angeles, dressed up as Madame Suzatska, went and met him in his hotel suite in New York and said, here is Madame Suzatska for you. So, of course, the producers got very excited because it was much more profitable to take that. But she flew from LA to New York to bag that part. I was full of admiration for her. I said, kya baat hai?
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Amazing. You know, you've also, because I want to talk about the feminine gaze, you worked with, I think, maximum number of women directors. Meera Nair, Deepa Mehta, Sai Paranjpe, Zoya, Aparna Sen.
And this one,
Gurinder. So, is there like a, can you give me an example of where you see that definitely, you know, you've done, I mean, especially maybe we can talk about Aparna or we can talk about Meera, whoever you feel there was a definite, yes, this is.
I think it's in the gaze.
Yeah.
It's in the gaze. See, when I say the female gaze, I am not saying that women must be relegated to only doing emotional films. They can do a thriller, they can do a mystery, they can do a drama, they can do humor, they can do anything. But the gaze is that of a woman. Because see, men and women are different. I'm not saying better or worse, but difference. And that difference needs to be celebrated. And that you see when women, and also what I feel, and that time I used to feel, it's so comfortable to work with a female director, because otherwise you used to be on the set and there used to be absolutely no women at all. Today to 80% crew jo hai wo women tha. So suddenly you have this very close relationship, and that I thought was a very big advantage.
I've always wanted to also know, when you got married to Javed, were there a lot of naysayers who said, oh, she's, you know, she's getting married to a married man? Because I remember a female magazine editor had written a long letter to Smita Patil when she got married to Raj Babbar, and there was a lot of that, oh, you know, they seem to confuse
You know,
activism.
I think it was fair. It was fair because I was this feminist model and I had done something that was inexplicable.
Why?
Because it was like everything that I'd said, I was stamping over another woman's rights for my own happiness. And I think people who had sort of followed me as a feminist had every right to feel that. But you know, then what I figured, that if I started explaining the circumstances in which it had been done, it would lead to much more hurt of the people involved and the families involved, and that it's better to keep quiet. And I think that was a very, very sagacious decision, because after all the mud that was flung at me and this, that and the other, then it died down. And today I have such a healthy relationship with Honey that people just won't believe the kind of relationship that I had with her, because no mud was flung. And I think the credit to that goes to Honey and to me and to Javed, because you're in a big hurry to explain, you know, कि ये जो आप समझ रहे हैं गलती, ये गलती के जो basis हैं वो आप देखिए. But all three of us refrained from that, and I think that was very, very wise.
No, I think
because किसी की समझ में नहीं आ सकता, Jitesh. When three people are involved, it's so full of pain, and when it's children, then it becomes doubly so. तो आप explain नहीं कर सकते और कोई understand नहीं कर सकता, and people are so eager to just throw mud. But in this case, I think they were justified in doing
being angry. No, but I mean, besides you and maybe Aamir Khan's family, I've never, honestly, you know, some people make a show of being like this one happy family. But, you know, even when I see Aamir Khan's ex-wives being...
See, that can't be a pretense.
Yeah.
It just cannot be pretense. It has to come from the heart. नहीं हो सकता. नहीं हो सकता. But it is very painful to be in that situation.
But lovely, you've been married now almost 40 years, so more power to you.
Thank you.
Here's to 40. Of course, you keep saying Javed doesn't have a single mean bone in his body. I mean, a single romantic bone in his body. And he's the funniest and most, I mean, I've never seen this kind of wisdom. And what I like most about Javed Saab is he does not patronize you, especially youngsters. There's always, when you older people and more celebrated people tend to talk down to us youngsters as journalists. And this I'm talking about since the last 25 years that I've known him.
Yeah.
He is. So what is the secret? What is the secret sauce for a happy marriage?
You know, we respect each other and we are very good friends. I think that is the most important thing. There are lots of differences, but these two basic things, Javed keeps saying that Shabana मेरी इतनी अच्छी दोस्त है कि शादी भी हमारी friendship को नहीं तबाह कर सकते. So that's the good thing. But I'll give you an example. When we were making the Khandala house, you know, I had imagined it would be a weekend house.
Resort.
I didn't know that he was thinking of this big mansion. So every day there would be fights between him and me. And then he had this friend called Farhan Mujib, his best friend. He said, देखो शबाना, घर जो है एक इंसान की ड्रीम फुलफिल करता है. ये आदमी जो है सड़कों पर सोया है, बेघर रहा है. तो उसकी ड्रीम है, you've lived a very comfortable life, so you cannot even imagine. And by the way, don't forget that you are Ankur and he's Sholay. I thought that was so apt that the penny dropped and then I left him alone. And in everything that we do, I am Ankur and he's Sholay. And now finally I've come to terms with it. And he's got kuch nahi kar sakti. Kuch nahi kar sakti.
Are you critical of each other's work at all?
Yeah. We are critical of each other and we very carefully listen. Very, very carefully listen to criticism.
Like give me an example.
Like, he used to be critical of me because he used to say, when you are angry, you open your eyes wide. वो अच्छा नहीं लगता है. It's like Sanjeev Kumar, you know. And it used to come so naturally to me. It wasn't like I was doing it because of anything. But मैं ऐसा करती थी. तो then he, मतलब मेरी जान के पीछे पढ़ के, then finally when he saw Dabba Katel, he said, okay, now you are able to show power with not having to make your eyes. It took a very long time for it, मगर मेरी जान के पीछे पढ़ते. जावेद बहुत जान के पीछे पढ़ते. बहुत जावेद जान के पीछे पढ़ते. I remember when I did the song for Sonata, I was terrified that it was a Bengali song and that also Rabindra Sangeet, and how was I going to do it? And I, मतलब मेरे पेट में मरोड़ आता था. But he used to say, you have to do it, you have to do it, you have to do it. Then the first day when I did the recording, he came and he said, कैसा था? So I said, it's not satisfactory. What? It's not satisfactory? I said, yeah. Why? I said, पता नहीं मुझे उसमें satisfaction. Do it again. Who is there to stop you from doing it again? I said, they cannot afford. I will get the recording studio. I will do it. But you cannot accept anything that is second grade. He got the studio. He got me to sing again. And then now he said, you're satisfied? And I said, yeah. So if I have to do something, he'll push and push and push and not rest. That he won't do. So that's very, very good for me. ऐसे ही मैं भी उनको push करती हूँ. And because it comes from a place of love and trust, it's not just to run you down. We take that very seriously.
Wow, wow, wow. And before I say thank you to you, I have to also mention my another very favorite performance of yours is Morning Raga. You have to tell me, because I think there are some films of yours like 12 Park Avenue and Morning Raga which never got their due. So
15 Park Avenue,
15 Park Avenue. Please tell me about how you did that, that entire, you
Swaram.
sort of imbibed a classical musician's body language.
It was like so frightening because I was in Parliament in those days. And Carnatic music का मुझे कुछ भी नहीं मालूम. मैंने तो वैसे संगीत सीखा भी नहीं है. मगर अब Carnatic music. So I had my coach who was a young girl. She was very, very good. So she came and stayed with me in my house in Delhi. And I would cry and say, I'll never get this right. I'm not going to do it, and stomp off in the evening. And in the morning, I'd get up and suddenly I've got the swaram absolutely correctly. It was amazing. I had only 18 days rehearsals for that. Imagine 18 days rehearsal, and she was very clever. She didn't try to teach me right from the roots, because that would have taken forever. You know, so this was, and that Javed Sahab on my head. You have to do it in one shot. If you cannot do it in one shot, then you should not have taken up this film. मेरी जान के पीछे पढ़ के, then finally, you know, that long swaram I've done. And let me tell you two very interesting things. एक तो Rajiv Menon, the cinematographer, who himself, his mother is a Carnatic singer, he said, ये North Indian लड़की को लेकर आए, क्या इसकी समझ में आएगा? She's going to be hopeless. And then when I did that Mahaganpatam, he came to me and he said, Shabana, I'd made a mistake and you're really doing it very well. So that I felt nice. And then after that, after it was done, I got a call from Pandit Ravi Shankar, and he said, you've convinced me that you are a Carnatic singer. And then a lot of people from the music fraternity called me up. So I'm really, really grateful for that, because, you know, I realized that it is this, the emotional bit and all आ जाएगा. इसका जो body language है, इसकी जो facility है, this has to be completely believable.
That's interesting, because you also did Saaz, where you played this playback singer, but you were more modern and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
It is into the body language
Yeah.
in Saaz, and the body language here you're much more internalized.
Yeah.
Was amazing. And I won't let you go without reciting whatever you have to, whether it's a monologue. I mean, Tumhari Amrita is my favorite.
Oh, I can't start reciting.
But something that you really like, I can't let you go, because it's just been so magical.
You know, अब्बा का एक शेर है जो वो काम कर रहे थे, मतलब खास तौर से, you know, Kafi was a strange, was a rare poet who practiced what he preached. So he didn't just talk about the welfare of the workers and all that. He really settled down in Mijwan and decided that he was going to work for the progress of that village. And today it's a model village. And जो चीज़ मुझे बहुत उनकी अच्छी लगती है, वो उनका एक शेर है, कोई तो सूद चुकाए, कोई तो जिम्मा ले, कोई तो सूद चुकाए, कोई तो जिम्मा ले, उस इनकलाब का जो आज तक उधार सा है. That for me, every time I'm working with Mijwan, I feel कि अच्छा ये सूद चुका रहे हैं हम लोग. So that is a very big driving force.
So Shabana ji, before I let you go, there's also an audience which is very agog and wants to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, sure.
So quickly, before we wrap up, I must turn the mic on to them.
Yes.
Your husband, Mr. Javed Akhtar, is a very celebrated writer. So what are your favorite lines written by him?
I thought you were going to ask me, do you write poetry too? For that I have a ready-made answer. No, I provide the inspiration. So that's a much nicer answer. But you're saying, what are the lines of Javed? There are lots and lots of it, but I like पुरसुकून लगती है कितने झील के पानी पे बत, पुरसुकून लगती है कितने झील के पानी पे बत, पैरों की बेताबियां पानी के अंदर देखिए. I really like that, because it says that when you see the duck, it looks so much at peace on the surface, but then under that you see the feet going so high. So it's so much about everything that life is, the struggle.
शबाना जी, जावेद साहब की कौन सी शायरी है जो उन्होंने खास आपके लिए ही लिखी है?
एक तो उन्होंने फिल्म में दे दिया था गाना, जिससे मैं बहुत नाराज हुई थी, कत्थई आँखों वाली लड़की. और फिर एक उन्होंने एक नज्म लिखी है, शबाना, तो मेरी मम्मी ने मुझसे कहा था कि देखो तुम शायर के चक्कर में बिल्कुल नहीं पड़ना। मैं पढ़ चुकी हूँ और मुझे मालूम है कि ये लफ्ज़ों में इतना लपेटते हैं ना आपको कि आप उसमें फिर मर के गिर के तबाह हो सकते हैं। तो मैं भी वैसे ही मर के गिर के तबाह हो चुकी हूँ उनसे।
As a kid, I was absolutely scared of Makri. It was the horror film for me. Do you remember any fan reactions, any reactions from kids that you still recall to this day?
You know, I was very mystified because a lot of kids used to come to my house after Makri. And I used to say, they're so scared of me. Why do they come? But they would come. So then I had got these artificial nails. And I'd say, hello, sweet. And they'd they would scream. So many young kids have told me now teenagers, that we were very frightened of you, which I love. It's good. That was the purpose of it. In Makri, I remember that I worked really hard on the way I looked because I realized that everything else was secondary.
So I was particularly traumatized because I have a twin sister and we were convinced that you're coming for one of us growing up. It was so scary. But you know, now that the horror comedy universe and horror films are so popular, would you consider featuring in something from that zone?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Except that I get very tired of something becoming the flavor of the season. एक चल गई तो फिर 2 भी बनेंगी, फिर 10 भी बनेंगी, फिर 11वें पे जब तक वो फ्लॉप नहीं होगा, जब तक उसकी जो है रेड मार देंगे. ये हमारे में, you know, this is something that we inherently lack. We are in search of a formula that doesn't fail. फॉर्मूला हो ही नहीं सकता. अगर फॉर्मूला होता तो फिर हर इंसान उसी तरह की फिल्म बनाता. फॉर्मूला नहीं है. इसको समझ जाएं rather than just repeat it to death. It doesn't work like that. People have to work on content without chasing a formula that doesn't exist.
Having spent so many years in the industry, what is this one advice that you would like to give to young actors?
Firstly, I always say, don't try to be an actor. Don't try to be an actor just because you fancy your face or you have a great body or because you can dance well. These are not the reasons. Please don't try to be an actor unless you want it so much that you feel I'm going to die if I don't become an actor. Because listen, you have to face everyday rejection. Everyday rejection. अभी आप कोई दूसरा प्रोफेशन है तो भाई 1 नहीं 2 नहीं 3री 4थी जगह तो नौकरी मिल जाएगी. यहाँ कोई गारंटी नहीं है आपकी पहली फिल्म हिट हो जाएगी, उसके बाद कोई गारंटी नहीं कि सेकंड हिट होगी. तो ये जो एवरीडे रिजेक्शन है ना, उसके लिए यू हैव टू हैव अ हार्ट ऑफ stone and you have to be ready for it. But what I am constantly telling young people is acting can't come from outside. It has to come from within you. अरे यार मेरे को शाहरुख खान पसंद है, मैं ये बिल्कुल शाहरुख खान की तरह करूँगा. नहीं, that is the wrong approach to acting. For acting, it has to come from your inner being and you have to then expand your inner being. So, even समझ में आए नहीं समझ में आए, प्लेज देखिए, म्यूजिक कॉन्सर्ट्स में जाइए, go to art exhibitions, do everything, read books, things that you might not understand just now, but somehow they are adding to your persona, so you're giving a richer persona to the character that you're playing. बस इसके ऊपर काम करो. और तलफ्फुज़ फिर नहीं बोलना, फिर बोलना.
आप रिजेक्ट हुई हैं कभी भी?
क्या?
Have you ever been rejected? Because you led a very privileged existence. 3 days after passing out of the university, you were doing a film. You got a film. You got Ankur or
not Ankur. I had signed one when I was in the institute.
K.A. Abbas's film.
Yeah. Abbas.
Yeah. So, but has there ever been where you've rejected a role or you have been rejected for a role and you regret it?
I think the only film that I wanted to do and Shyam Benegal said no was Bhumika. Bhumika, he said, no, this is not for you. I told him, I said, I want to do it very much. This is not for you. But there are so many films that I have rejected, which have turned out to be hits, but I don't have a problem with that because they have been films that I disagreed with in principle, and I was told कि देखो तुम ये reject कर रही हो, कोई और कर लेगा and it'll be a super hit. I said ठीक है, होने दो, like that. That I've never regretted.
Thank you. It's been magical. It's been a privilege. Thank you. I mean, these are the few moments a journalist lives for when you feel okay.
So
it's been worth it. Thank you, so Satya. Thank you so much.
Jitesh.
Thank you.
Lots of
It's
love.
been a huge pleasure.
Thank you.